All right, folks, happy Monday. Anthony Special here with Special Analysis. Hope you had a wonderful weekend and welcome back for this week. So, what are we going to do? As we always do, we start every Monday off with what we call our major market update. So, in this update, we're basically going to look at the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, the Russell, Bitcoin, gold futures, oil futures, the dollar index, things of that nature. Broadly major markets. So we're going to take a quick peek. And all this stuff's available for you guys. And I do this on a weekly basis for you, so you have references throughout the week of where key areas of support and resistance are. And all that can be found on tradingview.com under Special Analysis. I'm going to show you where that is as well. So this way you're prepared for the trading week. That's the objective here. You know, I didn't have anyone along my trading career as I got started, as I was learning, and that's what I'm trying to be for all of you. I mean, I do this completely for free. It's a lot of work, but I love it. I put my heart and soul into it because I believe it's beneficial to all of you. So let's get started. We're going to jump right in. Taking a look to find me on TradingView, where you will find all of this information. You simply go to tradingview.com and you search Special Analysis, and all of this will come up. So you'll be able to find all of my ideas, meaning my analysis, meaning the things that I think are going to transpire over the next week or two. So with that, you'll see Bitcoin, dollar index, crude oil, gold, Russell, S&P, NASDAQ, Dow. Here's some natural gas analysis with natural gas climbing. This is one of many stock ideas. This is on Chevron, Google, Netflix, Boeing. So all this stuff is in here. Tomorrow, Tuesdays, I go over our open positions. So we'll circle back to the open trade positions and see where we stand with that. But for today, I want to hit the major markets, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we start off with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's what you see in front of you. This is a weekly chart. All these charts that you see today will be weekly charts. I will do, and continue to do what I call weekly analysis for you. So the settlement of last week did fall short of the 1% that we would need in order to consider a trade opportunity. But it did, in fact, close below. And you can see Sunday evening, it did, in fact, gap on the open. As I shoot this video, we're currently down 215 points on the Dow, and this is just the open of Sunday evening. It's about 6:15-ish or so Eastern Standard Time. So where do we go from here? If this does continue to fall, if this does continue to close below this descending orange channel, this descending blue channel, right here is our next key support, in and around the 31,778 area, roughly, give or take 1%. We always want to give or take 1%, but within this area is the target we're expecting, which could transpire very easily this upcoming week. I mean, looking at the size of these candles, trying to account for the volatility we've had lately, this is, would not be surprising at all to see this transpire. NASDAQ, for those who did not, get shaken out, this is working right towards the target we've been projecting now for the past several weeks. We had a 1+% confirmation. I indicated it by the arrow, indicated it in writing. This was the entry. This is the advanced stop, and this is our target. We initially had a stop up here, but we reeled it in as the trade continued to progress. The trade did pull back. For those of you, again, who did not get shaken out, you're right here. You're ready to take profits in the coming day or two, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure how quick it's going to transpire, but we're looking for 12,475 to book profits, currently sitting at 12,573. So we're headed in the right direction, and we're headed there fairly quickly. New for the S&P 500, 1% confirmation, and this is what it looks like. We have a weekly settlement of 1% below and a ascending or descending support structure. So what do? We trade 1% short of our next area or our area of identified support. Now, this trade offers much more risk than it does opportunity. So putting that in mind, listen, for me, that disqualifies the trade. I'm offering it to you guys. Again, I do all this work completely for free. The idea is to show you what the setup looks like so you understand it, so you can learn from it. What you choose to do it is up to you. For you shorter term traders, somebody who's maybe implementing a smaller time frame, you can maybe work with this. but just understand you did get a confirmation of a break, and you should get follow through, and you should easily see. I think this is set at where we have this 40.29, so 40.30ish, 40.29, right in and around that pocket should be your 1% buffer to allow you for a downside target based on the break of the close of last week. So again, does this have more risk than reward? It does. Does it meet my criteria? Personally, it does not, but it does meet the overall trade idea. So I share it with you as a learning experience, so you could see this is what it looks like. These confirmations don't happen every single week, obviously. So with that being said, I want you to see them, so when they do come along, and we do have one that offers us much more reward than it does risk, you say, wow, this is the setup I've been waiting for. But I understand it because I've seen it over and over and over again. Russell 2000 completed its test of support last week. Opening up Sunday evening, it is gapped below what was once support, which should now serve as resistance, if in fact it does. And this week remains closing below this orange channel. We could consider testing this black channel in around 1777, 1776 area. So that puts that in play. Potentially for the week ahead in the coming days. So just keep that in mind. You can clearly see we are in every bit of a downtrend here. Guys, this is an impulse followed by correction, an impulse followed by correction. We have just made another impulse. Maybe we're going to go impulse further. Maybe we're going to correct from here. Nobody knows, but we can just identify the areas that matter to us. And then, of course, make actionable decisions from, that perspective. Gold futures has, as I've implied, hovered within this channel. You can see no action, 2 weeks ago based on last week's price action. I mean, we closed basically right in the middle of a channel formation. There's nothing I can really offer to do with that at the moment. I need to see a break above so I could trade towards here. I need to see a break below so I could trade, towards a channel extension below. But at the moment, there's not too much that leaves me with actionable information, here with gold. But we're just going to monitor it. We'll see what happens. We're not getting the inverse effect that we normally do. Normally when we have volatility in the indexes, like of course we've seen lately, you usually see a rally in gold. We haven't been seeing that. And the reason I think we haven't been seeing that is because I think that rally's been heading towards the US dollar. And we'll cover that in a minute or so. But yeah, this is not giving me what I'm looking for. So I need to close above this little wedge here to go higher, or close below to consider going lower. Again, not every week will you get a confirmation. This is an example of not having a confirmation. Crude oil popped on with 1% confirmation here on a Friday night. Now this is a very broad analysis. This is not very, very tight. What does this offer us? We should be retesting this 115 area. That is a pivotal area for us. If we can get above 115 by 1%, so to me, a weekly settlement above 117, that is going to be the trigger to trade towards the 2008 high, that 147 high. That double top is going, we need this confirmation. A weekly settlement above 117, that's our confirmation. That's what we're really looking for. That's the big picture. And then we get a 3 to 5 month buy signal. We leverage that in the options market, whether you buy the option on the futures contract or you buy an option on the ETF. Either way, that is really going to be the setup that we're looking for. You could see this is all volatility based on geopolitical tensions. But the price is coiling up here, and as price coils tighter, eventually that's when it breaks. You can see we got real wide, and we keep getting tighter. It's just got to pop. As soon as it does, that's when the opportunity comes to strike. So we're waiting anxiously and patiently, waiting for that to happen in the crude oil market. Bitcoin has been a lot of chatter lately. This sets up as well for a short opportunity based on the closing price of Friday. Obviously, Bitcoin does trade over the weekend, so this candle does represent continued price action. But based on Friday evening's close, this is the setup. Setup is to short around 35,850 with a stop at 48.50 and a target at 26,425. For those of you who are trading Bitcoin, this did did meet confirmation criteria, and this is the setup. So we had this short here work its way across this channel. It took a couple weeks, but it did transpire. If this continues selling in Bitcoin, which it could very well do, here you go. This is what we're looking for, and this is what we're looking at. So here's an impulse consolidation, an impulse, a correction, basically sideways for quite a period of time, and now we're starting to impulse down again. So if we get that impulse, and we can get this to continue a couple weeks from now, I would not be surprised if I told you that this had completely transpired, and more opportunity could have been taken here. Now to the dollar index, which I touched on briefly before. I'm going to wind this chart out a little bit just so for perspective. You can see over a very, very long period of time, this chart goes from 2015 to present day. You could see where we are at. We are basically retesting all-time highs, making a triple top, if you would, at the moment. And I believe that this is where the strength is being poured into, as opposed to gold during the capitulation we're seeing in the other broader markets. So you're gonna have to watch this closely, see what happens here. You can see we just we did watch this on the way up. We kept watching this channel formation, this channel extension formation, and then it just popped over the past couple weeks. So we are keeping a very, very, very close eye on the dollar index as well. So that kind of wraps up the major market update for the week. We've covered all the big picture stuff, but there are plenty of intricacies. And tomorrow, what I will be doing will be focusing in on some of the other open stock ideas that we have open, trade ideas we have open. Some of them in stocks. Boeing, Netflix, we got a handful of them going. Obviously, the NASDAQ, the S&P, those we discussed. Bitcoin, we just discussed. Google, Chevron, natural gas, things of that nature. Some of the other chart setups we have, I'm going to cover them as well. So this way you have, just an idea. Again, you get to see the setup, because the setup is the same over and over and over again. We just need to be able to identify the opportunity, and then, of course, take advantage of it in whichever fashion is most comfortable for us. That's what we as the trader have to do. We have to develop the trade plan, to consistency and discipline, and that's what gets us from, hey, this is a hobby, to, hey, I'm earning a living and I'm proud of it. And that's what I want for all of you. I want you all to have the opportunity to do that, and it's my pleasure to be along that ride with all of you. So that's it for tonight. I will wrap up. Guys, for those of you who are enjoying this content, who are enjoying these videos, A, I appreciate you taking the time to be here with us, and B, if you could do me a simple favor, below this video, like, share, subscribe, so others can find out I exist, and hopefully they too can find value in all that I have to offer. So with that, I will let you enjoy your day. Happy Monday, and I look forward to seeing you and speaking with you again tomorrow.